Hey everybody, it's Kelly with Inky Hands Warm Hearts. How are you guys today? I am bringing you this adorable treat holder. It's a Cadbury cream egg paper pieced bunny box. That's a mouthful if I ever heard one. But it holds a Cadbury egg inside. You can see the Cadbury cream egg, and it even has a little puffy tail at the back. So I'm going to show you how to make this adorable paper pieced bunny Cadbury cream egg box. And we're using the Easter Bunny stamp set, stylish shapes, and even the 2022 to 2024 in color 6x6 DSP. If you don't have this, you need to get it. It's amazing. Every year they come out with new ones. They have new patterns, and they are a lot of fun to use. So let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to move this stuff out of the way, and we'll just bring our little bunny into the camera and we will get started. So the first thing that we want to do is we're going to make the box for the bunny. So this is the piece of paper. I'm using Orchid Oasis for my box. I really like that color. I think it's really cute for Easter. It's kind of like a periwinkle blue, if you will. And we are going to start with this piece. This is 4 3/4 by 4 1/8. So you can get 4 of these box bottoms from one sheet of cardstock. So it's always fun when you can get multiple treat boxes out of a sheet of cardstock. So we're going to put the long side across the top, and that's the 4 3/4 inch length. So we're going to score that side first, and we're going to score it at 1 3/8, which is 3 ticks past the 1, and 3 3/8, so 3 ticks past the 3. Then we're going to turn it a 1/4 turn counterclockwise, and we're going to put the short end at the top. That's the 4 1/8 side, and the 4 1/8 side gets scored again at 1 3/8, which is 3 ticks past the 1, and 2 3/4, which is the halfway mark is the bigger tick, and then the next larger tick is the 2 3/4 inch mark. So what that does is it gives us a little grid. I'm going to go ahead and burnish on all the score marks here. All right, and we have this little tic-tac-toe board. Oh boy, sometimes I am just too silly for my own words. Okay, so we're gonna trim down the sides here where the score marks are. I'm gonna cut those score marks away. I like having a little bit of room, so I kind of cut those out of that area here. I'm gonna do the same thing right here. I'm gonna trim down here and trim away those. I'm going to go across the way and do the same thing. Okay, so this is going to form just a really basic rectangle box with an open top. And I measured the measurements so that the Cadbury egg would fit perfectly. So let's get rid of these pieces. And that's what you have when you're finished. Okay, we're going to glue the box together and then set it to the side and work on our bunny. So we're going to go ahead and figure out which one of these will make the best front. And I think this one will. So it looks like I have a little extra piece here. I'm going to cut that away. All right. So this one's going to go inside. So we're going to put adhesive on the back. Let me grab my mat before I make a mess. Anytime I'm doing adhesive, I like to grab my mat. So I'm going to go ahead and wiggle that on there. And we're going to put this piece over that middle tab. Okay. And we're just going to hold it in place so that it grabs. And then we're going to put this one over the top. So we're going to do one side at a time. So basically you're taking those squares and you're just overlapping them. Okay. So there's the first one. I'm just going to hold it in place. So now this one, I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to start with the back one. I'm going to put adhesive on that square. And I'm gonna glue that over the top of this one. Okay, and then the last step is just like we did before. We're gonna put adhesive on the last one. And we're gonna match that one up here. And now we have this really cute little rectangle box. I am going to fill it with some green fill, just like that. I like it to be a little wild because I think it's fun when it's a little wild. And we're gonna toss a Cadbury cream egg right there. We're just gonna put that to the side. I keep these, I always open the package that they come in so that I don't have static everywhere, and put them in a Ziploc bag. All right, let's close our glue. Make sure that everything's still good in camera. Okay, so I have cut most of the pieces that we need for the bunny out. I've made a pattern, and the pattern will be available once I'm done with my 2 Easter weeks. And I will have it available in my newsletter. I will announce it, and we will have it available in a PDF, all the Easter patterns together. All right, but I still have to cut the body, so I'm gonna go ahead and I'm using this polka dotted for my bunny. So I'm just gonna lay this here. Actually, I think I'll use this side. And I'm just gonna lay it on to my piece, and you can trace it with a pencil, or you can just hold it in place and cut around it. Whatever works for you is fine with me. I'm gonna just hold it in place and trim around it. I always use scrap paper, so you can see I have something printed on the back side of my pattern because I use, always cut up my paper that I print out promotional brochures and things, and then I reuse them as scrap paper. All right, so I'm gonna get rid of this part. We're gonna throw that in the trash. I'll save this in my paper box here. And so now we have the body. So I'm gonna go ahead and put that away with my rest of my pattern for the next bunny box that I do. And you can see I have all the other pieces here. So the first thing that I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take my Stampin' Up marker, and I'm gonna mark all my pattern pieces. So what I like to do is I like to just use my marker. I use the thin tip here, and I work my way around. And I just like to define my pieces by giving them a little outline. So we're going to work our way around all of these pieces. Okay, let's do the other one. So you can see I'm just using my marker and working my way around the edges here and kind of giving them a little bit of definition. And it doesn't have to be perfect. In fact, when it isn't perfect, I think it looks even cuter. So there's that one. Let's do the basic white inner ear piece. And the next one. We have the paws, the little hands. So I am going to come here and work my way around these little guys, and then I'm going to give them some paw marks. So just 2 little lines like that. Do the other one. I love that this bunny is polka dotted. I think it's super cute. I have a die cut heart from the Give It a Whirl dies. If you guys don't have those, why? Oh my gosh, they're the cutest dies, and they're so much more than just a template for a specialty card. There's so many great dies in there. I'm going to trim this edge. I have a little stray piece of, there we go. I just didn't like that little hair sticking up. I think I still have it. There we go. Okay, let's do the last piece right here. And then you can see that I've cut with my stylish shapes. I have cut myself a banner and I stamped it with Orchid Oasis ink using the Easter Bunny stamp set. And I chose this sentiment right here, an Easter treat for you, but there's plenty of sentiments to choose from. And I'm gonna have the bunny hold on to that little banner, okay? So those are my little pieces. We're also going to do some punching. So we are going to punch a 1-inch scalloped circle for the tail. And Stampin' Up! Doesn't sell these punches any longer, but I did link where you can get them from Amazon. We're going to do 2 eyes. So I need to come here and we're going to get 2 eyes. This is the 1/2-inch circle. And then we're going to do 1/4 inch in black, basic black. And I'm also going to do the 1/2 inch in basic black. And I'm going to do a piece in orchid. So let's grab one of those. All right. So this little 1/2 inch, we've done 2 basic white, 2 basic black, and an orchid. And we're going to assemble the little eyeballs. So I'm going to show you how to do that. We're going to go ahead and we're going to grab the little 1/4 inch circles. Again, all of them are linked in the description below if you want to get these punches from Amazon. All right, that's way too much ink. So, I mean, not ink. That's way too much glue. I just went a little overboard there. So I'm gonna take my tweezers, and again, the tweezers I'll link as well. So I'm gonna just dab that on my mat. Did you see how I did that? On my silicone mat, which is why I love this silicone mat so much. Any excess glue, when I get a little crazy like that, I just dab it off. And we're attaching those near the bottom, but there's still a hair of white showing underneath. So those are the eyes. I'm also going to put a dot like that on either side of these. And I'm going to give a little outline to the eye. So I'm going to attach this down so that, I'll show you. It's hard to see on the mat, but on my hand. See how I have it sticking out just a hair on the side there of that eyeball? And I'm going to do the same thing on this side. I'm going to actually rotate this so that I have, okay, I'm going to just rotate my mat. It's easier. And I'm going to do the same thing here so that I have a little bit of the black showing on the side of the eye. It just gives it a little bit more definition. And so I've decided to do that on both of those. Now this Orchid Oasis, we're going to cut it in half, and you're just going to do the best you can. It doesn't have to be perfect. I just hold my scissors so that I can see both sides, and I'm going to go ahead and cut that in half. And then I'm going to put a little bit of glue like that on the back. And with my tweezer, this is going to be the eyelid. So this is going to go just on the white part. Oh, and it just barely covers the black of the eye. Just a hint on top. Okay? Just like that. Let's grab my next one. And I think this is what makes the little eyes come alive. You can also use a white gel pen and give it a little glint in the eye. I didn't choose to do this on this bunny. I wanted him to be a little bit drowsy. And so I didn't want to brighten his eye up, but you can if you want your bunny to be a little more awake. Mine's kind of tired. He's been delivering a lot of Easter stuff. Okay, so I'm going to grab my dimensionals and we're going to put one on the back of each of these eyeballs. We're also going to put one on the back of our fluffy tail. And we're going to put one on the back of each of the feet. And we're also going to put them on the hands, but I'm going to use actually the minis on the hands when we get to those. So for right now, I'm just going to use that. And we'll set this to the side. We'll attach all this later. So we'll put the little feet over here, the eyes. I'm going to put a mini on the back of the heart for the nose. And when we get to the hands, I'm just going to leave these out for right now because we're going to put them on there, but not yet. So let's put that there. Let's go ahead and attach the ears on to the other ear pieces. So I'm just going to go ahead and wiggle some of this glue on the back of my basic white. And this is the inner ear. Again, I'm going to use my tweezers. It's always the best way. And we're going to grab the ear here, and I'm just going to join this section like this. Perfect. And let's do the other one. When you do this pattern, you want to make sure that you flip the ear over and then do it a second time, because you're going to need two ears, obviously. So you're going to do the same thing. You're going to flip the hands over and do the second hand same. So now we're going to go ahead and attach the ears. So I'm going to add a little bit of wet glue onto the bottom. And we're going to put this on our bunny. So I want the ears to be kind of long. So I will put that one there and then that one there. And the way that I get them even is I make sure that I lay them up against my mat and that they look even so that they're both touching near the top. And that's how I do that. Now we're going to work on the feet. So let's go ahead and pull the backs off of both set of feet here. And we're going to go ahead and stick those down at the bottom. So you have 1 foot there and 1 foot here. So cute. All right. Now, we want our little sign to come across like this. So I'm just going to put adhesive on the middle back section of my sign. And then I'm going to angle it, okay, across my bunny, like so, okay? Looking good so far. This is where the dimensionals come for the hands. So this hand is going to hold it from this side, okay? And so I need to put 2 mini dimensionals near the front. So I'm going to put one there, but I don't want them to show, so I just make sure that they're in. I'm going to peel my back. And I'm going to put this little paw over the top, holding on to my banner. And then this section here, I'm going to bend to the back. See how I did that? And I'm going to take some wet glue. And I'm just going to put that right on the edge. And I'm going to hold it until it grabs in the back. All right? So that's one hand. We're going to do the same thing on the other. So this time the hand's going to be coming from this side. Okay, so I want to put the 2 mini dimensionals, one here and one next to it. I'm going to pull the backs off. And then this paw is going to come from this direction. Okay. Holding on to the little sign, and then I'm going to bend this section, okay, and we're going to put adhesive, wet adhesive, on the back right there, and we're going to bend the little hand around and hold it in place until it grabs. There we go. All right, we're almost done with the face. All right, we're going to put the little whiskers on. So I'm just gonna, not the whiskers, the nose, about where we want the nose to be. And then we're gonna put the eyes about where we want those to be. And I think I want to drop his nose a little bit lower. Oh my goodness, it's just moving around everywhere on me. So I want the eyes to be about right there. Let's do the eyes first. So I'm gonna pull the backs off. I really should use my Take Your Pick tool, it's much easier. So there's one eye. Bring the nose down. Let me make my life simple. Let me make my life simpler here and pull the back off with my Take Your Pick tool. There we go. All right. I'm gonna bring my bunny down a little bit more. I need to see his face so I can match this other eyeball. So we're gonna go ahead and put those eyes right about there. I'm gonna turn this one slightly. There we go. And then let's pull the back off of our nose. And then I'm gonna grab my marker again and we're gonna do the whiskers. So let's put the nose where it belongs, right there. And then we're gonna grab our Stampin' Right marker and we're gonna do 2 whiskers. So I'm gonna put it underneath and we're gonna do 1, 2, and let's do 2 on this side. 1, 2. All right, so there's my little bunny. He is ready to go. We're gonna put his tail on in a minute. So now we're going to put adhesive on our box, okay? And I'm gonna make sure that we add it right to this back section. I designed the paper piece bunny to fit perfectly on this box, so you can add your glue to your box and not worry that it's gonna show. The bunny will cover it. So we're gonna go ahead and bring him on. We're gonna add his bottom feet to the bottom edge of the box, just like this, and press him into place, okay? Oops, there went my egg. It's okay. I'm gonna go ahead and press that down, and then we're gonna flip it this way, and then we'll put the egg back in there. I'm gonna pull the dimensional backing off of his tail. We're gonna give him the tail back here. So cute. And then we can put his little egg back in. And then there is our bunny. So this is my Cadbury cream egg paper pieced bunny box. I'll put one sideways and one up. I'm gonna clean off my area and bring my stamp set back in so that you see what I used to put it together. The Easter Bunny stamp set. I used the Stylish Shapes dies. And don't forget about the beautiful in color paper. This was a really fun project, and I hope that you enjoyed watching me put it together. I appreciate you being here with me, and I will see you next time. This is Kelly with Inky Hands Warm Hearts. Happy stamping!